Thank you. Okay. All right, so I actually can't go anywhere till my husband brings me that clicker. But, what? Where is it? Oh, it's up here, okay. So fair enough. This is the "You are what you eat, fighting for my life, nurses eat their young" talk, right? No? Wrong one. Oh, okay, it's the "You are what you teach." Okay, yeah. I got notes for that. All right, so "You are what you teach." I'm so honored to be here tonight, and it's been a long journey. You don't know how far I had to run, how long I had to practice and work out just to be able to do that, but I'm really excited to be here. So when I got the word about being able to come and be the speaker for this evening, and I guess I'll stay right here because I think this is the sweet spot, I remembered that I was actually a Spirit of Nursing Award winner when I was in college. And guess what I did? I went through and I found that essay, and I have it right here. And I'm going to read it to you. Hoping it will inspire you. What the Spirit of Nursing Means to Me by Wendy M. Underwood. When I think about the Spirit of Nursing, I think if I had to sit in a room full of people and listen to someone read an essay they wrote 30 years ago, I would probably rather chew my own arm off. Honestly, I have no idea where that essay is or what I even wrote. It's hard enough keeping up with my own passwords to my computer, and it's my home computer. As you know, this year, 2017, has been deemed the year of the healthy nurse. Balance your life for a healthier you. Focusing on 5 fundamental indicators for wellness, rest, nutrition, physical activity, quality of life, and safety. And that's not something that is new to nurses. So let me ask you, of all the people in the world, do nurses really need a whole campaign directed at healthy behaviors? Yes. I mean, really, in this room alone, I know at least 8 people who could do a PhD level course on healthy behaviors, healthy lifestyle, healthy eating, healthy exercise. But you say, yeah, we need it. Let me let you in on a secret. They could teach it. Any of us could teach it. But unfortunately, we don't live it. So someone says, say it isn't so, Wendy. It is so. Alas, it is true. As some parents used to say, do as I say and not as I do. And ladies and gentlemen, we have become those people. It's interesting, we were talking about that earlier, about being the people that we used to say were old. Saying more, but unfortunately doing less. So here's the whole truth. If they followed what we do, they would be overweight, smokers, with high stress, high blood pressure, bad knees, hurt feet, and back pain. Don't shoot the messenger. This is not simply my observation or my opinion. This is, wait for it, evidence-based. ANA did a survey. They did a health risk appraisal in 2016, and it revealed alarming trends for nurses and nursing students. Nurses have an average BMI of 27.6. For those of you who might still be in nursing school, and I know that we have a few, that means that they're overweight. 12% have nodded off while driving in their cars over the past month, and only 16% eat the recommended daily amount of fruits and vegetables. Less than half perform the recommended quantity of time muscle strengthening exercises. I know, is this a surprise to any of you in here? I just wanted to make sure that I mentioned that it was evidence-based and cited my reference. So, and this may not be a surprise to you, RNs continue to rate workplace stress as a hazardous occupational risk, well above the national average. I love this. No. Did you see that? Yet, nurses, the very calling to this profession, professionalism, and strong sense of ethics demand that we become better role models, advocates, and educators. It is past time to practice healing ourselves. It's past time to practice healing ourselves first. So how did we get here, and how did it come to this? Journey with me, if you will, just for a short time, because somebody told me I have a short time and there's a lot to get done tonight, and I'm not the reason that you're here. But remember how it used to be when we knew there were only 2 ways to move up in nursing? Anybody remember that? Oh, okay, I'll remind you. Either the head nurse would get a new position, or what? You had to wait for them to die. Oh, and I did write that down here in my notes. Okay, I'm sorry, we had to wait them out. And how many of you knew that it was way past time for them to move on? But they were steadfast and determined. They were strong. And just like the Energizer Bunny, they just kept going and going and going. So what do? We waited and watched and hoped, right? Or some were bold enough to apply for new positions, some went to other facilities, and some were never seen or heard from again. So let me ask you, what did you do? How many of you are still there? Waiting, watching, and hoping? It's okay, I understand. They may be in this room or sitting next to you. So you might be keeping it on the DL. That's the down low for some of you who might not know, and but don't let them catch a cold. Or here's a scary thought. It might be you. Now, I will ask you, why? Well, let's practice a little introspection, shall we? Nurses are something else. Who else do you know can go 12 hours or more without peeing? Well, you used to be able to, but now some of us hope to make it 1 hour without leaking. Who else can stand on their feet all day because somehow someone convinced us that our nursing shoes were better than any other shoes ever made on the planet, and they had superpowers unlike anything that we would ever buy or wear? But of course now we wear tennis shoes or orthopedic shoes. Yeah, they're not sexy, but we wear them. And trust me, because I had 2 bunion surgeries, bilateral heel spurs, oh yes, and I am a real nurse, plantar fasciitis, and acquired flat feet. Okay, yeah, that was probably more related to wearing army boots, but it sounded good. Okay, so who else can go at least 8 hours without eating or drinking and manage to deliver all meds, quality care, answer the phones, and document all in a single bound? And can also eat a donut or a cookie in less than 3 seconds. And don't let someone order pizza or Chinese. We could eat a whole slice in 3 bites, maybe 2, if we have Coke or Mountain Dew to wash it down. I don't know whether to be proud or afraid. So back to my question. Where are you in your career? Are you fulfilling your potential, your climb up the ladder, so to speak? Or are you holding the ladder still while others climb? Sometimes over you. And my hope would be sometimes with you giving them a boost. What distinguishes you from the great individuals we are here to recognize tonight? Were you paralyzed by fear? Do you lack confidence or competence? Have you resolved that you are just fine where you are and don't want the headache of having to lead? Did your initial goals become as motionless as the chair you sit on to do your charting? Because remember, your knees hurt, your feet hurt, and your back hurt. Sounds scary, huh? You know what's even scarier than that? We are at times the obstacles to our own success. We have a tendency to disqualify ourselves, and we make qualifying statements like, if they thought I should move up, they would select me. It's up to the leadership to recognize my potential, so I'll just sit here and do my job, until they do theirs. I'm the most senior and I have longevity, so it goes without saying that I'll be next in line. What's even scarier than that? Watching a novice nurse who completed a CNL program come in with virtually no nursing experience and get placed in a leadership role as your supervisor. That never happens, right? Or she just told me, yes, that does happen. So at this point, you may be thinking, how is this even related to the theme? Did I just come up here to beat you up? No. Is it about how difficult it is for nurses to do anything that even slightly resembles self-promotion, self-development, or self-care? Well, nurses, I hate to tell you, and I'll own this, we generally suck at that. We can say that we're caring, compassionate, and selfless. We grew up in a generation where hard work was expected and effort was rewarded, and in a female-dominated profession where putting others before ourselves was our way of life. Cue the violins. And yet, so often, I see nurses at the latter part of their careers still where they were. And we now find ourselves validating and rationalizing why. Remember what I said before? Well, that becomes, well, when I came into nursing, we all had diplomas. Fast forward 2 years, 2-year degrees. Fast forward, 4-year degrees. Fast forward, master's degrees. Well, I guess since I'm not that great at using a computer, yeah, but can they calculate a drip rate without a calculator? Well, I guess since I don't have a master's degree, but no amount of book knowledge can replace years of experience. Well, I guess maybe it's who you know and not who you are. Guess what? It is who you are. And it's time to stop teaching others what should be done and actually doing it ourselves. Practice what you preach and be what you teach. I don't believe it was intended or implied that we should never put ourselves first. I have searched through tons of literature from fundamentals of nursing to the Holy Bible, and I have yet to read or extract anything that even remotely states, put yourself last. In fact, the Bible, it says, treat others the way you want to be treated. What's that? The golden rule? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Well, if what I said was true, that would mean you'd put them last. So I'll reflect this question back to you. Have you, are you neglecting yourself? What is your diet like? Is your weight a reflection of your motivation? Did I just go there? Yes, I did. Oh, it's hormone related. Yeah, I use that one too. Oh, I work nights. Here's a good one. We have to all know how to do it by hand because, God forbid, there's a power failure. How much exercise are you getting? And no rolling around on a stool does not count as steps. When you walk into a patient's room, are they asking you if you're okay? I have never witnessed it so clearly in any other line of work where we've become experts and devoted hours to mastering this process. Our job is to assess, identify problems, intervene where needed, and evaluate the outcomes. We do that in every facet of our lives, except when it comes to taking care of ourselves. We teach wellness and prevention. We know what a poor diet is. No exercise, little sleep, and high stress. We know what it can do. However, sometimes it's hard to tell if we are the ones teaching or the ones demonstrating what not to do. And far too often, we are the last to follow our own guidance. What you are actually teaching is what you are modeling. Yeah, I know, for some of you, I just delivered a knockout blow. But my aim is to give you a wake-up call. I'm not about the business of tearing people down, and neither are you. So if you're practicing what you preach, I applaud you. We all do. And if you're not, well, just remember, you are what you teach, and that the lesson is not what you preach or teach, but in what you are. I'm here to do a few things. Encourage self-reflection, inspire healing and movement, and to empower and remind you of what and who you are, to move you toward better health through self-care. You are nurses. You are role models. You are special and unique. You are caring and loving. You are valuable and needed. You are remarkable and extraordinary. You are deserving and you are world changers. You are my sisters and brothers in the nursing profession, and I could not be more proud or honored that you chose to spend this evening with me on this journey tonight. To all honorees, thank you for being what you teach. Happy Nurses Week in advance, and God bless.